Creative Living, utilizing today's technology with the best of the past to bring you innovative ideas and up-to-date information for creative lifestyles in today's active world. With your host, Sheryl Borden.
Welcome to Creative Living. Today, we're going to learn how to make some miniature greeting cards and talk about steps parents can take to prevent children from being bullied. One of my guests today is Marissa Puelko, and she's a licensed designer for SISIC. Marissa will show how to create easy and fun miniature greeting cards and envelopes using the shape cutters from her own collection. She's going to show how to make a miniature bustier card. She lives in San Miguel de Allende, Mexico, and her business is Modern Surrealist. We'll begin the show with Peter Goodman, and he's an author who's written a book called We're All Different, But We're All Kitty Cats. Peter will discuss the steps parents and teachers can take to protect children from bullying and self-blame while building resilience and self-confidence at the same time. His business is Dream Big, and he lives in Washington, D.C. Peter, thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate you sending me a copy of your book, We're All Different, But We're All Kitty Cats, and it's a delightful read, but there's a really serious purpose behind this book, and it's about helping children or to prevent bullying or to not be a victim to bullying. But one of the issues that's brought up in the book is about creating a safe environment. Now, do you mean environment at home or at school or everywhere? What?
It's both. It's important to give kids, a safe environment or create a safe environment both in the school environment, schoolyard, and also at home. Also because the more that children feel safe, it also enables them to learn better.
To learn better, and part of that learning is how to interact or react to situations around them.
Right, exactly. And also it allows them to focus in the moment too, because if a child is worried about being bullied in the hall and after class ends, he or she isn't paying attention in the moment what's going on in the classroom.
And it talks about how this one kitty cat has no hair, and some of the kids make fun of him. But the best part is that some of the other kids rally around him, and that's important because the child isn't made to feel all alone or like it's their fault that something happened.
Yeah, and in this case, in the book, Flo and Marla, we see Flo over there. They stand up for Carlos to Vinny, who's the school bully, and that's really important because it's not okay to let the bully walk over someone, and it really also lets Carlos feel that he's not alone as well.
What age are these? This is what, designed for preschool, kindergarten? Or
yeah,
what?
It's really the 3 to 8 year old range, so pre-K to grade 3. And I say that because kids at all different age levels can get something out of it, depending upon what their age is.
And what I like is that I could, as I read it, could think of things that I want to talk to my granddaughter about in terms of what's happening on each page, which I think is the way parents and grandparents read to a child, not just the words. But even in the back, there are some suggested discussion points.
Right, and that's really important for this book and also subsequent books because it really it starts conversations between parents, grandparents, or even teachers and kids. Gets the child talking about how they felt, who is the favorite character, what would they say that makes them special. So it really gets them thinking about important social and emotional topics as well.
So self-esteem, as we know, plays such an important role in how we all react to people and to things. And I think sometimes we don't think about little children and whether they have self-esteem or not. They've been told they're cute and adorable many times, but there's also the children who haven't had that positive influence maybe in their lives. Do you think that if they learn at this young age that they'll not turn into bullies later?
Well, there's no guarantee, but it's definitely positive or important to give kids the tools and skills and even familiarity with what is good behavior, because the earlier they learn, the more likely they are to turn into good adults that are considerate and empathetic to others.
And children can talk not only to, we hope will feel comfortable enough to talk to their teacher, but then as in the case in the book when Carlos goes home and finally tells his mother why he's so upset and had been crying, she's able then to relate to what he's feeling.
Right, and it's important with parents that parents validate and engage the child, and in this case it was Carlos. She wanted to find out what happened, how he was feeling. She let Carlos really express his feelings, and then she also helped Carlos to feel better about himself by pointing out positive attributes or positive qualities that Carlos has, which really helped his self-esteem and giving him confidence to go back to school the next day.
What if he hadn't have wanted to go back to school? And sometimes I would think children, they have a tummy ache or they have a headache, and how can parents then reassure them that that same bullying problem won't happen the next or in the next days?
Right, well that's actually a big problem that a lot of kids every day stay home from school because they're afraid of being bullied. But what Carlos's mom does, she can obviously help, give Carlos confidence, but she can also, they can also engage the school teacher or encourage the child, Carlos, to make friends and not be alone. Those are some of the techniques and tools or little tips that parents can do to help their child not feel alone, to make friends with others.
And that was something I hadn't thought about. We know that for personal safety, people should be in groups and especially at night or things. But I hadn't thought about how if you're with a group, even 2 or 3 other friends all the time on the school grounds or wherever, that can help prevent that episode from happening.
Exactly, and bullies often target those who are weaker and those who are individuals, those they might know or those that they might think would be good targets, to be bullied. And if a child is in a group or even with one other friend, the bully's less likely to approach them and antagonize them.
That was something that I hadn't thought about, the group aspect. So that goes along with making friends and caring for each other, because if they then have been bullied, then they know more about how to stand up and help their friends if a situation occurs.
Exactly, and the benefit of the book, or there's a scene where Flo and Marla stand up to Vinny for Carlos, and then the bully back down. That's not going to always happen in every situation, but commonly that does happen. It's strength in numbers type of concept.
And especially at this age, when they're like preschool or kindergarten, I think like you say, it's important to start early, because even though maybe in high school the bully wouldn't quit that easily, perhaps this will keep those situations from happening at a later age.
Absolutely, and that's really important, that the earlier you start and establish good behaviors, the more confidence you're going to feel early on, and that will hopefully prevent bullying happening to you or becoming the victim.
Well, it's really an interesting read. Again, it's titled We're All Different, but We're All Kitty Cats. Thank you very much for being here today, Peter.
Thank you. It was great being here.
Marissa, thank you so much for coming, and I'm always so glad when you come because you bring lots of new products. And even though maybe other people really do go back and forth through the store to look, I tend to like to know I'm looking for something, and then I can find it and make my choices. But the cutters have really been important in the craft industry, haven't they?
Oh yeah, you're definitely going to want to look for all these items the next time you head to the store. We've got the fabulous Big Shot die cutter from Sizzix. It's a die cut machine, and the cute little Sophisticate die cutting machine.
And the dies. You can have these all you want, but you've got to have those fabulous dies. And it won't replace scissors, but gosh, the intricate little details, they're just amazing.
Oh yeah.
And you came up with some that are so you.
Thanks. Yeah, they're totally me. I made this system of dies, which are shape cutting tools for people who aren't familiar with die cutting. It's a way of cutting out shapes through rolling them through these machines. And I've got a system that makes mini envelopes as well as cuff jewelry, and all those little overlays, they're interchangeable. So you can use them to make jewelry, or you can also use them to make these miniature cards, which is a really, really fun little hobby.
And you're going to show us more about these papers, but we'll wait just a minute on those. I just wanted everyone to see. When we're talking mini cards, we're talking small.
Yeah, these are really small. They're really cute. You can put them in your sweetie's lunchbox or his briefcase if he's going out to work. If you're an adult or if you're a teen, you can put them in your friend's locker or just leave them around. They're great for all kinds of occasions or just to show that special someone that you care.
Now this is a little cap.
Yeah, like the little trucker cap.
Oh.
And on that one I also use the checkerboard overlay, which you can use it on the cuff or the envelope.
Let's
so
see, what does it
really
say?
Versatile.
Number 10, happy birthday.
Yeah, 10th birthday,
Oh,
and that fits right in there. And they all
Perfect.
fit in all those different
Now
little
this
cards.
one I love because I love sneakers anyway, but this is really, and you said this is one of the best sellers too.
Yeah, the sneaker is really popular. It's fun because you can lace it up and you can layer the different colors, so you can really get that custom look.
Yeah, it looks like a real sneaker. And then this is the little card you put.
Yeah, that one has the thought talk bubbles on the cover. It says, I was thinking we should hang out.
This could go for anybody, but if you have teenagers or preteens, wouldn't this be cute to leave someplace special?
Yeah.
Now this is all girls. This looks really cute.
Yeah, that one's kind of glamorous, kind of a throwback to Marilyn or Lolita.
Oh, EYE, I miss you.
Hey,
How
I
cute.
miss you.
And these fold up and go in.
Yeah.
There's just so many, but I wanted to show all of another trucker's hat, but
Yeah, this
totally
time I
different.
used the Cityscape.
Whoops, excuse me.
And I cut out this adhesive bling from the Buckle Boutique, and I used Rolex to make that card. And
Gosh,
layered
these
it with
colors.
paper. Party tonight.
So little party invitations.
Yeah, so
That's-
for like your sorority or for you know, Girl Scouts thing.
it gives new meaning to a small get-together.
Yeah, just a little mini sentiment. That one says you're magical because it's got the unicorn thing. That one I try to do more sophisticated, you know. But I also like to do things that are really
Mine and your favorite colors here.
glamorous. That one says, you blow my mind.
And what's amazing is they all fit.
They all fit right
They
into
work.
the little envelopes. Yeah.
Now what about this?
It's
This
all
is so
compatible
cute.
system.
These
That
are
is
lips.
a little kiss. Yeah, it says, I love you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so cute.
This one's You're Awesome.
Yeah, a little talk bubble. It
Oh,
says,
another
"You're awesome," and
sneaker,
the shoe.
but
yeah,
very
the sneaker.
glamorous looking,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
so sporty.
Exactly. So the sneaker is good for girls or guys. And it's really fun. You know, you're awesome. In case you know.
And these
people
have
need
the
to hear
little
that.
punch out, and then you just simply slip your
Yeah, it's got a little
envelope.
tab and slot, so you
Tab.
can close it, and then you could also close it with another little die cut. More trucker cap.
More, you rock.
Stars, you rock, and you know I spelled it like wrong to be cool.
So even accidents can happen
yeah,
and they work.
exactly.
Let's see, this one I just love.
Oh, I
This one.
love that POW.
uh-huh.
It's kind of like the old cartoons. And then I've got the cityscape, so it's kind of like a girly superhero.
And
Save the
again,
city.
they just fit right in.
Yep. Fits
Close
right
the little
in.
envelope, and what great party favors these would make too.
Yeah, and it's also a great activity to do at the party.
That's a good idea. Okay,
This
so
one says
you're
follow your heart.
oh, and another little unicorn. Which
Yeah.
you said the sneaker was a bestseller. What's
yeah,
the other one?
and the unicorn's
and the
also really
unicorn?
popular because you can just do so much with it. But
Follow
we
your
actually have
heart.
another really fun one that I'm excited to show you, and we'll make
Okay.
a sample today together.
Okay, well let's see what we do. You said we were going to talk about these. These are not really papers.
Right. That is called Rolex, and it's
Rolex.
a polycarbonate film. It's great for crafting. You can cut it with your die cutters. You can cut it with scissors, and it just adds that extra touch of bling to your projects.
And the colors are just gorgeous.
oh, it comes in
all of
so
them.
many colors. This is just a small smattering of them.
Oh.
It also comes in two-tone, and it comes in opaque and also translucent, so you can get really creative.
Well, yeah, every party favor would look different. Now, what about this really glitzy stuff?
This stuff is also one of my favorite new things. It is adhesive rhinestone sheets from the Buckle Boutique. And you can actually cut this with scissors and with your die cutting machine.
Okay. Beautiful colors. I've seen the array of some of those. So
Oh, yeah.
let's go ahead and get started. We're going to use one of your favorite dies.
Yeah, so we're going to make the mini bustier card. Here's an example of one that I made. It's a little invitation to a bachelorette party.
How cute.
It's got a little bow on the back. And then I put little stars on the top, but it also comes with hearts. And it says bachelorette party. And you could even add the details of the event, you know, when
Date,
and where.
time, place.
Yeah, time and place.
Susie's house.
Exactly. Cheryl's house. And then here's the little envelope that it goes in. It fits in there nice. And then here's one I did with ink. And that's a technique I'm going to show you because it actually has these score lines that you can
kind of like cake decorating when those pans that have the actual designs in them.
Yeah,
I
so
see.
it's super detailed. This
We were
little
talking
card.
earlier about how much we both have always loved miniatures.
Yes.
I love little things like this.
I love miniatures too, so that's why I was so excited to design this line. And this little mini bustier card is one of my favorites, and it fits nicely. And it's got a little, you know, bow on the back, and it fits nicely
in the little envelope.
into the little envelope, and it's just so cute. And this is a little lace-up die. So let's get started.
Okay.
First thing you're going to do is create the envelope. So I will let you do that.
Okay, and
It's
that
really
this is what
easy.
the die looks like. You can see the shape of it.
Yep, that's the mini envelope die, and I have went ahead and prepared this. It's a sheet of paper with duct tape on top of it.
It doesn't matter if it's up or down?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, and we use our little sandwich system, don't we?
And
then
sandwich
we-
system, and you just roll it through, pop it out.
There you go. See, and there's that little flap we were talking about.
Right, so it just tucks in. It's all nice and self-contained. So then you would just fold this like so.
Oh, it's even got the faux lines.
Oh yeah, I wanted this to be easy.
This is easy.
Because you know me, I like projects that are quick and easy. And I went ahead and cut some of these duct tape sheets ahead of time. They've got the little lines on the back to make it really easy.
Yeah.
So I would just use those then to seal
Now,
up
if you
the
didn't
envelope.
have those, could you just peel off the backing?
Yeah, and you could also use glue on the little flaps.
sure.
Sometimes, like this one, some of them I made out of paper, and I just put a little glue right there. Or you could use some adhesive, like on a dispenser like that, and then just would cut off that excess.
Oh yeah, the duct tape's
Yeah,
really the
it's
fastest and
really
easiest, isn't it?
easy. Yeah. And it makes it really durable too. So if you're like, you know, putting it in someone's lunchbox, and if their drink spills, you know, it'll be nice and protected. So that's how you make the mini envelope. Really, really easy and cute. And if you wanted to be extra special, I cut out this little pink lips out of the
Oh,
Buckle
that could be
Boutique
what seals
bling.
it
Yep,
instead
you
of
could
just
also
tucking
you could
it.
tuck it in like that, you know, and then you could
the
seal
lips
it.
on
Yeah,
top.
with the
How cute.
sealed with a kiss.
How sweet.
You could do that. But let me show you how to make this card because we
Okay.
use a really fun little inking technique. So the first thing you're going to do is cut out the mini bustier die.
And I
Cut
can't even
this paper.
imagine how, if we did this by hand or with scissors, this would take forever.
It would take you all day.
So just plain cardstock.
Then you wouldn't want to give the card away, right?
I have
So
had
actually,
that
I'm going
happen.
to keep this one.
Yeah, I think I'll
so
just save this
You
one.
roll that right through.
Oh my gosh, look at all the detail.
Yeah, it's got a
Wow.
lot of nice little pieces. You're going to save all those little pieces because that piece is actually the ribbon.
Oh, okay. And here's the heart and a
So
star.
it might be a little hard to see these lines right now, but that's where my inking technique comes in. I'm just going to take some of this pink ink because we're going for a pink and purplish blue. I'm just dabbing a little bit onto my dabber. And then when you go over, those lines kind of start to appear.
So you're doing it lightly. That's
Yeah.
what makes the base color, or in this
Right.
case, white, show through.
And you're just going to do it really lightly. And when you want to kind of highlight the edges, like say,
That's hard to
I wanna
do holding
highlight,
it, I know.
yeah, but you kind of get the idea. You would,
Kind of like when you ink or distress the
yeah,
edges of cards or things.
It's really easy, and you just kind of keep inking it. And, you know, I'm doing this one kind of quickly, but you could really take your time with it and get it just how you like.
It's looking pretty good to me.
It looks pretty good. I mean, these are pretty, they're meant to be quick and easy, so, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but you get the idea. So that's how you get that ink on there. And that nice little bustier card. But we can even bling it out. As you see, it comes with also this little ribbon, which I would ink that up as well. A little more ink on my dauber.
Now this is an ink, not a paint.
Yeah, this is an ink.
I've
But you
never
could
used that.
experiment with all different kinds. And there would be an ink pad too, but I'm just putting it directly on here.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you could dab this into an ink thing. But, you know, I'm just kind of
And you could make
giving
that
it that
totally different color if you wanted, or whatever.
Yeah.
How pretty.
And then what's fun about this little bow is you can use it on all different kinds of projects. So it's kind of like a bonus thing. And then it just kind of folds up like so.
Where it shows you.
Got the little line there, it shows you. And then you fold that.
See, I wouldn't have ever thought that was a bow. When
Yeah.
you said we're going to use, I thought maybe as a sash.
Yeah, well, I'm here to help walk you through it. But once you get it, you know, you
Yeah,
get the idea that that's a
perfect.
little bow.
Uh-huh.
You know, and it can go on the back of your card like that.
Cute.
And then you can cut out, let's have you cut out the little stars and hearts. The same die has the little stars and hearts.
So you don't have to waste a whole piece. You can just cut out something
Yeah,
that's
you can
kind
just
of
cut out little pieces that you want. And while you're doing that, I'm going to ink up the back of this card just to kind of give you a feel for what it would look like. Cuts really nice and easy, right?
And if people haven't used this, I know when I first got mine, I thought, oh, look at this. It's just imprinting that, and that'll ruin it. But that's to be expected.
Yeah, those are the cutting pads. So the blade actually comes in contact with them. It leaves a little mark, but they still work even if they have those little marks on them. I'm just going to put a little glue here. Or I might
like
actually,
this,
sometimes I like to just use some dry adhesive to get that on there. And,
Tweezers
you
are
could
handy
take your
in this
time with it.
instance, too.
Yeah. You could take your time with it, but here I'm just kind of going kind of quick to give you the idea that you would have that. Oops. I'm like, need to take a little more time with it.
I know. That's one thing I do like about crafting, though. For the most part, it can be fast.
It can be
I
fast.
like projects that you can make and see and give immediately and not have days and days of work put into it.
Yeah, because
I don't
mean,
have that
everyone
much
has,
patience.
no one has a lot of free time anymore. So we've got our little bow on there, and then you would just go ahead and embellish, you know, with the little star.
Kind of cute.
Or if you wanted, you could use
Put the heart.
Use the little heart. Yeah. And you could also put them on the inside, like what I did with this one. I put the star on the back.
Oh, okay.
And then on the inside, I put the hearts like that.
I just love that it folds out so much. At first I thought, well, how could you ever write
Yeah,
much
this
in
is
there?
actually a
But
pretty big card,
it's
right?
pretty big.
Got a lot of room for your little sentiments on there. And this one's a little wilder, you know, that I did kind of like a cowgirl thing.
Yeah. Golly, you are giving me lots of ideas for doing this.
Yeah, and there's something else I wanted to give you too. I made this one just for
good.
you
I was hoping I'd
with
get to
the
keep
little
one of these.
bow, and there's a little message in there for you.
How cute. Oh, it's got the unicorn on it.
And it's got a thought
Oh, how
bubble.
sweet. Thanks for having me. Well, you're welcome. Thanks so much for being with us today, Marissa.
It was a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
I hope you enjoyed the show today. Next time on Creative Living, we'll learn how to do bottle cutting and make a tropical floral arrangement. One of my next guests is the founder and executive director for a unique nonprofit organization that works with individuals and businesses to help them get started. On the next show, she's going to demonstrate how to use a kinkajou bottle cutter to make things like wine glasses, votive covers, cups, and much more. Another guest is a floral designer, and she's going to show how to take several sets of tropical flowers and pull them together into a showstopper. She explains that this arrangement would be perfect for an entryway or on a front desk at a reception. There's very little preparation to do with these types of flowers that are often sold in grocery stores at lower prices. Both of these topics will be featured on the next Creative Living show. If you ever have comments or suggestions or ideas for shows, you can email me at sheryl.borden@enmu.edu. I'd also like to ask you to become a fan of Creative Living on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com and in the search window type in Creative Living with Sheryl Borden. Thanks so much. I hope you'll plan to join me next time for Creative Living.
We are very pleased to offer you a new booklet that accompanies this series of Creative Living. This booklet is titled the 6900 series, and it features a wonderful collection of ideas and information, and it's available free of charge on our website. Posted as a PDF file, you can simply download the entire booklet or just the segments you're most interested in. For your copy of this new booklet, go to our website at KENW.org and then click on Creative Living. Scroll down to the booklet section and you can click on this booklet or on any of the other booklets that we have available online. We also would like to invite you to sign up for our free e-newsletter. Just go to KENW.org and click on the Sign Up Now button. Thank you.